All right, so you went balls out for that. Holy shit, man. Oh, man. What is up, Nerf Herders? Welcome to the show. And what the hell did you how long did you spend on that?
Like 10 seconds. It was something IMAX did for Fast 7, so I just
all right, fair
slapped
enough.
our logo on there.
All right, copyright infringement. Let's start the show correctly.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. Welcome back, Nerf Herders. Welcome to the show. It is time for another watch party. And in anticipation of said event, the release of, what are they calling this one? Fast 9?
Fast 9, whatever.
Fast 9.
That was just F9.
F9.
Like the keyboard command.
Yes, F9.
In anticipation for that, we decided that we would watch the original movie. Now, we are not going to watch all of the Fast and Furiouses as a part of this little watch party thing that we got going. But you know what? We hadn't done it since before the Snyder Cut, so we thought we would bring another one on. And in another special fashion, we decided to bring on an OG Nerf Herders Assemble guest, Mr. Marc Danzo. Welcome to the show, sir.
Mark Costanzo, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. It feels good to be back at the movies. I'll tell you that much.
And we chose to watch a movie and isolate, even though everything's kind of opening now.
Yeah,
I'm not isolated. Like, going on behind here is like a full-on block party straight out of the movies. You just can't see it. It's like all over here. There's Coronas everywhere. There's the best early 2000s music, but you just can't hear it because of these.
There is a weird irony to having a Corona bottle in our graphic. Just right.
Oh, hey, we got more than one Corona bottle. Yeah, I got mine. We were ready.
I have water. If I could handle tuna, I would have eaten a tuna sandwich here. But it's tuna's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Did I get the worst bottle opener? This is terrible.
It is not the chicken of the sea, regardless of what people may think. It is disgusting.
Tuna? What?
Tuna's just gross.
Watch your mouth about tuna.
I'm sorry, I can't get on board. They never had me. They're not going to get me at this point. And then cooked tuna is just even worse. I mean,
who is they in this scenario?
If you're going to look, whoever the tuna tinfoil hat,
tuna lords. We're getting way off track.
I'm getting way off track.
Okay, Fast and the Furious came out 2001. This is the original. Who saw it in theaters? Did any of us? I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
I got in trouble for seeing it in theaters.
Did you?
Yeah, because my parents didn't want me to go and see the movie based off of the trailer.
Was your theater parking lot filled with cars like these in our graphic? Because mine was. It was like people were like doing donuts in the parking lot. They were like driving 90 out of the parking lot, which was dangerous as hell. But yeah,
I don't remember much about it, but I do about seeing the first one in theaters. But I do remember seeing the second one in theaters, and I went with a cousin of mine. Like, I had visited Omaha. He's lived up in this area for a long time. I was out in the country, and so I got to go to the big city and then spend some time with my cousin, and we saw the second one. And he drove to the theater like he was a street racer, and then he drove from it like he was a worse street racer, and it was terrifying. So,
but did he have Ludacris playing in his car? That's the main question.
That is a question. Well, at this point in the franchise, I don't know if it was.
Well, you said two.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, Ludacris was in two. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Before he was the world's greatest hacker.
I know, two. Right? He went from DJ to greatest hacker. The character development.
How big of a leap is it from mechanic to hacker? I mean, like.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
You can't spell mechanic without hack if you don't use a K.
Sure, exactly.
Right,
good job.
Fair enough. Right. I had to think about that one. But we are not watching the second one. We are watching the first one, the classic.
Point Break remake.
Yeah, the first Fast and Furious was straight up it still felt kind of like a '90s movie. Like,
yeah.
Like, it was like a late '90s action flick. I mean, we're still in like the merging of that decade, and it really does. It feels like a classic I guess Millennium flick, because that seemed to be kind of like that era around those times.
Oh, yeah.
And just about everybody who watched it got inspired to go out and race their car or some stuff like that. Like I specifically remember playing one of the Need for Speed games after seeing this movie. Mm-hmm. And that just made, I mean, I don't know if this movie made that even bigger. It probably did. It probably boosted that franchise quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, who did not watch Fast and Furious and get inspired to do some street racing and stuff like that? Some irresponsible fuckers out there, but it still happened. So the movie had an effect, even as cheesy as it is in like that classic Millennium way. I think it's safe to call Fast and Furious a classic at this point, at least for our generation. And so we thought we would watch it with the Nerherders as part of anticipation of Fast 9, which I haven't seen Fast 8, so I need to catch up.
I'll be interested to see what Mark says throughout this, because as what he told me over drinks the other day is he's been going through the whole saga, and he hadn't seen most of them, right? And
that's correct. I'd only seen the first one.
Okay.
Till this last year, and then I went through and watched all of them. And what some might call a classic, I might call a Mystery Science Theater 3000 level film.
Yeah, he's gonna have some opinions for sure. I gotta ask.
To me, this is less watch party and more just like, let's punch up some jokes as we go through them.
Well, so I did a decent amount of shit talking for the DC films as we were watching them. Now, in all fairness, those movies had a lot more merit behind them than what my shit talking would allow.
Sure,
I'm gonna be off the hook for this one.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for it. I think most people
room
have seen
for it
this.
left and right. So
there's room for it for sure. We got to tear this thing apart while enjoying it at the same time. I got to ask though, race wars, the racing in the desert, cars in the desert, that was a big thing. Did that inspire you, Mark, with this this cover? I can't. Let's see. Take it off there. This is the cover of Mark's book here. Persistence. This is some fast cars in the desert. Was Fast and the Furious an inspiration for this book cover, buddy?
Fast and Furious was not an inspiration for this book
darn.
cover.
Darn, really?
I could safely say I wish I could be like, the first Fast and the Furious, but no, I don't think race wars from the original Fast and Furious. By the way, nowadays that would be studio noted right out of the script. It would never get called race wars if they were racing nowadays. In some ways, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was on the nose for sure.
That was on the nose in a more, what's the term I'm looking for? Not innocent time. That's not the right word. Blissfully ignorant time, maybe. No, that was not the inspiration for this. Okay. Although, who can go wrong with fast cars?
Well, I have read this book. I highly suggest it. It's a good book. I'm gonna take this off. But yeah,
do you read the Audible version? Like, do you read it yourself, or do you have?
I do not. It was narrated by a great narrator named Bonnie Turpin, who's done
fantastic,
some incredible books like The Hate You Give, and I believe The Help as well, and just many, many more. She's awesome.
He got lucky as hell getting her, and she reads it really well, really well. Yeah, it was a good time. Yep. I listened to it, and then I went back and read it when I got a physical copy. So, quality stuff there. Mark's an inspiration. So, but yeah, are we ready to dive into this?
I'm ready to
absolutely.
Kick off. So, special note, Nerherders, we are watching this on HBO Max. So all of the time codes that we actually offer are going to be in the HBO Max format. The full runtime in HBO Max is 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 55 seconds. I am sitting right at 00, so once we count down and hit the play button, we will be starting from that point. Now, obviously, we'll drop our time code every now and then because we don't want to put anything up into the live broadcast or anything that's going to get us pulled for copyright if Josh's lovely little intro doesn't do that for us right off the bat.
Oh, for sure.
But that'll be how things go. So we're watching on HBO Max. If you're watching in another format, we will be obviously we'll be talking about the scenes, so you should have a pretty rough idea as far as where we're at if you're following along on some other type of medium. But this isn't a sponsored setup. We're just it just happened to be on HBO Max conveniently enough. I think they've got the first. They've got a few of them on HBO Max right now. So I guess if you wanted to jump into the entire saga after this, more power to you. But I'm ready to go. Anybody have any final words before we kick off?
I would just say when I searched out this movie on HBO Max, the suggested titles underneath it were perfection in terms of just like early 2000s blockbusters. It was 16 Blocks. It was Rush Hour. It was Too Fast, Too Furious, obviously. So I'd recommend just going there and looking at related titles if you want early 2000s entertainment.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to type fast. We got Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, The Last Cruise. Okay, Save the Last Dance. That one looks terrible.
Oh man, I got
Wedding. There's a Millennium movie.
I've got more like this as Underclassmen starring Nick Cannon, Romeo Must Die, The Sentinel,
my gosh, Jet Li, yes,
Bandit. So there's some quality.
So when you type out Fast and the Furious, you get Fast and the Furious, but you also get Gossip Girl Season 5, Episode 5, The Fasting and the Furious.
Absolutely.
So, if you really want to watch it, if you really want to get specific about a Gossip Girl episode, there you go.
And that episode is canon. It takes place.
That makes sense.
It takes place after the 5th one, but before the 3rd one.
Right. Right.
Makes sense. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Without any further ado, let's dive on into this, shall we?
Yeah, let's do a 3, 2, 1 click, okay? So 3, 2,
1 click.
Yes, 3, 2, 1 click.
Ba, ba, ba. Did you guys get that too?
The HBO logo.
Blew my ears out.
There's the Universal.
Mine started playing the Friends reunion.
Oh no! Got a trailer. Lucky you.
He's gonna be way off then. Should we wait here?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's not true.
I wouldn't have been surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised either. Like they're cramming that down my throat every chance they get now.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Orange Shipping Yard. Here we go. This was the most badass intro ever.
Dude, the graphics team got paid so much to do this. Or they got ripped off really bad after putting in like a lot of work.
Fast and Furious. Here we go.
That
all in orange.
How it goes in that world.
Panasonic.
This truck was loaded terribly. The boxes are gonna fall through the.
Look at that.
Through into the middle aisle.
Oh my god! It's a VHS TV combo. Holy shit!
Just thinking how far the movies have come from boosting like stolen Panasonic VHS TV combos to world-saving, life-risking stunts is amazing.
All right, I just went to turn it down so I could hear Mark and then click to the end of the movie. So what time code are you at?
We just hit 1:30.
Yep.
1:30.
We got the Hondas driving up on them now. 1:40.
I do remember when this movie came out, there was a lot of like PSAs and local news stories about like, don't let your kids get into racing. This is a dangerous film. And then they added warnings, and maybe even at the end of this movie and in subsequent movies about the risks of racing.
So
don't buy your kids a harpoon.
There was a specific video around street racing that was in like the DVD extras of. I don't know if it was this one or if it was the second one, but it followed like these two teenagers who got into street racing or something like that, and they and like this production team like faked their funerals and like had their whole family come, and so they like watched their own funeral and they watched their family like pretend that they really badly pretend that they died because they wanted to convince these kids that they were going to end up dying if they decided to become street racers. And it was an extra on one of the DVDs for it was either this one or the second Fast and Furious movie, and it was the cringiest shit in the world. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that they hired actors to play like the victims. They tried playing it off like it was real, but the acting was so bad in all of it. That might have been why it was real, like because they weren't acting; they were just terribly.
How many people died trying to pull off that stunt of driving underneath the semi?
Clark Griswold did it first in Christmas Vacation. That was the inspiration for that. Nothing original in Hollywood, I tell you.
And then the establishing shot showing.
I believe
we're
that's
around
Tucson.
LA.
Oh, LA.
Is it Tucson?
No. There he is. There's Paulie.
Rest in peace, my man. For as cheesy as these movies are, I mean, him and Vin Diesel
Arizona,
both do
Tucson.
really, really good. Hey, we got Iowa plates over here all the time, and this is Nebraska. That doesn't say shit.
Yeah.
And they're all shit drivers.
Was this directed by Rob Cohen? Am I remembering that right?
That's a good question. Shit. Let's see here.
Vin Diesel, director. Oh, okay, that's just
Yeah,
Fast
Rob
and
Cohen.
Furious. That's a different one.
You're right. He directed the first one. Rob Cohen. Interesting.
Based on Racer X by Ken Lee.
Toretto's Market Cafe.
I gotta aim right at. There we go.
There was a restaurant in Los Angeles I used to eat at called the Apple Pan, which is famous for their cheeseburgers, but they also have a delicious tuna salad sandwich.
Nice. Ooh, there's the bald man in the back.
Well, so that's not this place because this place got told 3 separate times that their tuna sucks, and they still decided they're just not going to do anything about it. Or take it off the menu.
Well, they have shotguns on the back. No, that's not shotguns. That's a fork and a spoon. Never mind. Thought those are shotguns.
The shotguns of the food world.
Yeah, there you go. Here comes the crew. The Power Rangers.
I love that they had to put in like the shot of them reacting to it like it was some sort of like ominous holy shit thing that was about to happen.
Yeah, look how far down the street they are, and yet he turned around.
I mean, to be fair, when they build cars like this, I mean, they take all muffling out of those damn things.
My
so
God,
you could hear
look at
them
those
from
boots.
Those
far
shoes
away.
are sweet.
Yeah, you wear those boots.
Every douchebag bad boy in high school had a crazy crush on her.
Now, Mark thinks he looks like this guy. Not that guy, the plaid shirt guy.
Sure, I'll take that guy. Why not?
Which guy are we talking about here?
The
We're talking about
blue plaid
or are we
shirt
talking
guy.
about denim here?
No, we're talking about denim with the toothpick guy.
No, I got that guy, the other guy's vibe strongly.
Okay.
Okay, this might be a dumb question. That's not Carl Urban, right?
No.
No.
No. Man, that would have been a great role for him, though.
Who do we know who it is? Is it someone
He's
famous?
the guy from Fast and the Furious. I've only seen him in this, and
I've
then
never
Fast
seen
5.
him in it.
Is he coming back in the new one?
He comes back in Fast 5. That's all. I think
He does?
Didn't he die in Fast 5? Yeah.
He's
When
in
they're
an
on the
episode of
run
Law
down
and
in
Order.
Brazil, he's the one that takes him in. Remember?
He's in an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
That's great. Everybody is.
He's an asshole son to a mother who's like she's homeless a lot, and like I can't remember the premise of the episode, but he was a real dickhead in that one too. So he definitely got typecast.
Dang, Josh, I like I told you, I just watched all of these this last year. I would not have guessed that was the same dude in Fast 5 from the first one.
Really? You didn't pick up on that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that was like they bring back another guy from the original crew.
Wow.
All right, you know what? The next time we do a movie review or a watch party, we need to have like a soundboard ready, and I want a specific one of like Joe Rogan and the UFC fight commentary going nuts when there's a fight that breaks out.
Yeah.
He's got him
I
in
love
guard.
how Vin Diesel
ground
looks.
and pound.
Vin Diesel
he
looks
got
like
up
a
off a
normal
quick.
human in this film. Like before,
He's baby Groot in this before.
He just got
Groot.
progressively bigger and bigger as the movies went along.
Then he plays mob boss here.
You embarrass me.
Earl Spillner.
Spillner.
I never realized his last name was Spillner. Did they
Because they
retcon
never
that
bring
in
it up
future
again.
movies?
They never bring it
Well,
up
it's
again.
his undercover.
Oh, it's the undercover
title,
name.
so-
That's right.
Terrible name for him, but he was an organ donor, so
Oh,
the
good
cops
for him.
were at least considerate at that point that if he died in his undercover, he'd still help people.
I think that the Racer's Edge logo was missing an apostrophe.
This might be the last movie that actually called him Dominic.
Yeah.
Does he live there? Oh, that's right, he does.
There was a bed, but why is there a door? Why is there like a not door not like it's a swinging doorway going into this? It's one door away from like the main sales.
He's living in the
this dude's
bathroom.
room. And how much money did Nos throw them for this movie? Because
So much.
for all of these movies, because shit, there's stickers everywhere. Redonkulous.
A lot of people don't know
Jared
they're also
Grogan.
a sponsor of Lil Nas X. They paid
The
big
first,
money.
the first film was Boo Boo. Second film was Cringe and Boo Boo. Then the franchise started to find its gear shift, pun intended.
Jared.
And what are we
I love
drinking,
the
Josh?
first. We are drinking Corona Premier, of course. What else would we be drinking during a fast movie?
I'm rocking a Golden Road Mango Cart,
Nice.
which
nice.
actually is from Los Angeles, I believe, or San Diego, maybe.
That's why you're drinking it. You want them.
Yes, Los Angeles.
authentic.
Whoop, whoop. I think I actually went here.
I'm drinking a fancy French beverage called Hestois.
Yeah, it shows how much Brian really knows about cars when he tells his boss, "I just need the big one. No, give me the big one." That's how
and
I'll
then
win.
more.
Yeah.
It's like, and then more.
Mm-hmm. There's Hector.
So I want to call it out right away because like this movie is perpetuating racial segregation at this street racer thing. It's not a mixing pot. They're all just hanging out together. The fuck?
But they're all here. It's LA.
And also everybody's clothes are way too baggy. Nothing. That was like such a 2001 look. It's like
Yep.
Paul Walker. I'm gonna wear an XL shirt that goes down to my knees.
I also want to point out that Hector is wearing like 3 layers in Arizona.
Yeah.
He's going with the Marty
Brian-
McFly approach.
He's saying typical white boy name is Brian, but he plays Hector in every single movie he's in. That's like his thing.
It's his real name too, isn't it?
I know. It's fantastic. Who is this? Is this Ja Rule? Is that who he is in real life?
I don't remember. All I know is that his philosophy line here is fucking stupid. It's not how you stand by your car. It's how you race your car. Better learn that. Like that's
Okay.
some bit of profound.
Thank you, Mr. Miyagi. Appreciate
Wow.
that. Oh shit, the Power Rangers are here. I'm just gonna call them that from now on, because that's what their colors are.
Do we ever see this car of his again? Because I don't think you do. I don't think we do. He races this car, not even just in this movie, like in the entire franchise. He races this car. And
Doesn't he bust it up?
in this race scene, and then he parks it in a random parking garage.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
just
right.
Never seen again.
That's right.
Spoiler
Don't jump
alert.
ahead now. Don't jump ahead. I love Michelle Rodriguez. She's awesome.
All the car puns that they make, or like road before I leave tread marks on your face. There's a running theme in this movie.
This is how Fire Festival was promoted, I think. It was a deal just like this. He didn't learn, even 18 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That was Ja Rule, right? Fire Festival?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was. It was. Good connection. Oh my gosh.
You making your voice deeper?
He's just following Vin's lead.
Yeah. He's not going to get rid of his blonde hair, but he'll make his voice deep.
Do you guys have the thing where it's like, in my mind, this movie is only like at most 7 to 10 years old, and then it's like, oh wait, no, 2001 was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
that is bizarre to me.
It's a rough realization to come to.
I keep on being reminded of that and random things, like, not to be a downer, but the drummer from School of Rock died yesterday.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
what? And he was
like
in
the
his
kid,
30s.
like the kid
actual
drummer?
kid. Yeah, he was on his motorcycle and some 20-year-old hit him with her car.
Oh,
so it's a sad story, but he was in his 30s, and I'm like, holy shit, how old am I? Because I think about that cast. I think about them as kids, not as 30-year-olds. So yeah,
it's
long time ago, these movies.
I think an easy way to keep it all separated is that we're seeing cars that are all like really heavily modified instead of like classic, like standard, like stock cars of that era. And so like that kind of keeps the disconnect away from there, because all their cars look kind of like futuristic and fucked with and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like nobody's rolling around in like a 90 Honda Accord or anything like that.
Man, I wish they brought back some of these cars with the same acclaim that they bring back Han. Just like, was that the car from Race Wars? And everybody's like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my, you parked that in a garage and we left it there. He's like, I had a plan.
So this is the only Fast movie that Rob Cohen directed, but he went on to do the Triple X movies with Diesel. He did The Skulls with Paul Walker. He did Stealth. He did the Hurricane Heist a couple years ago. He did a lot of movies that like are basic ripoffs of this, but he never did another Fast movie. That's interesting.
Do you think Ja Rule had it in his contract that this had to happen?
Best pep talk ever.
Yeah. I think I can.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a full like laptop in his car or something like that? Oh, look at that screen pop out.
Yes.
What?
Did you guys have those?
Look at
the
that
radio thing that you have
look
to
at the
move?
laptop interfaces and all that. That's dating this movie right now.
No, I didn't have that screen.
That was like a thing at high school. Is like there was a string of thefts. Like those were being stolen from people's cars. So they would say, take them in with you. You don't want your radio dial to get stolen.
Yeah, they made them all that was like a big selling point for a long time, is that all of them had detachable front plates.
Yep.
Yeah. Nope. I came. My cars always came with stock radio. Never bought anything else.
At this point in time, my first car would have. Well, at this point in time, I wouldn't have had my first car yet. But yeah, my first car, I had a tape deck in it that I tried pulling out so I could put in a CD player. Well, the CD player broke like right after I put it in. So I took the tape deck and I plugged it back in, but I couldn't get the brackets to lock it back in place. And so it was just kind of like it was just kind of set inside of my like dash. And you could see like the metal bracket around it. It was sticking out like 2 inches. If somebody wanted to steal my radio, they could have taken the entire enclosure.
So not to digress too much, but have either of you guys been on the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal Studios Florida?
I've never been to Universal Studios.
No. You would think that it's like, it's cars, they're going fast, it should be a roller coaster, some really cool, we're flying through the streets. It's a slow-moving bus that there are screens on either side of you, and it blows wind in your face and makes you think you're going fast while you're on essentially a bus. And it's something, let me tell you.
It's not still there, though, didn't they? Oh, there he goes. Monica!
It just opened like 2 years ago. It's brand new.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So either Monica is what he named that stack of 2 bands that he just gave away to get into this race, or that threesome was really important to him.
Shut up. That'll make it go away.
What? You know what? Every single one of us has seen that check engine light and said the same fucking thing.
Yes.
Nope.
And then I pushed the second NOS.
And then this happens. You get sparks flying out of the bottom. Wasn't it one of the later movies where they were like on an airstrip, and somebody did the math saying that airstrip was like 20 miles long or something like that based off of their speed and all that shit?
Yeah. That was number 7?
No, it was no. I think it was 6.
I just gotta wonder how long this quarter mile was just now.
It's the one where Wonder Woman died.
I think that was 7 because 6 was Luke Evans was the bad guy.
Isn't 7 the one that had the Paul Walker R.I.P. at the end?
Yes.
So that didn't end with the plane, because the plane was the end piece. And it's where Wonder Woman died, and Han said he was going to overseas
Tokyo?
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all blend together.
They do. What's y'all's favorite of the series?
Oh yeah, we had that.
Their one fuck that they can throw out.
The F-bomb 2001. Oh my gosh, they're so controversial. PG-13.
What is it? Is it 1 or 2 that they can do in a PG-13?
It's 2 now. It was barely 1 back then.
It's like it's 2, but they can't be in like a sexual manner or something like that.
Yeah,
they have to be like an angry expletive or something.
Yeah, teach them.
All these fuckers wooing and woeing. They know.
Yeah, they're like, we know what you're talking about.
Is racing culture like still a thing? Is this still like a popular?
It is. Oh my god, no, it is. It is. There is a group around where I live. I live around.
Well, you live like right off of like one of the main highways, so yeah.
Yeah, I live off.
Roar by all the time.
But they meet in the grocery store parking lot and in the car wash parking lot all the time. There's like the same 10 cars that all look like these cars, and they're all just like I don't know, high school, college age kids. They're like, let's park and look at each other's cars. And then they like race down the street when they're done. I see them like once a month.
I get the motorcycles. I get the street bikes. They hang out at like the grocery store near where we're at, and they always take off on the interstate from here.
I get a lot of snowmobile racing traffic near me.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
See, that one sounds automatically more fun. Like,
that's way too many cars. There wasn't even that many people there.
I mean, when they did the big old dispersal, there were quite a few people that were rolling out of there.
That's a lot.
Also, I don't know why the cops bother chasing them. Like, just block off.
Yeah, just block
streets.
off the street. Dumbest cop.
But this
they're
does
even
look
turning into the lanes where the cop cars are coming from.
Yeah.
Yes, go into a parking garage. They'll never find you there.
Also, these streets are really quiet for like a big city in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like when the police traffic and all that stuff wasn't going on, there's like zero traffic.
Why are you saying Arizona? I thought this was in LA.
Didn't somebody say it was Tucson?
Well, yeah, that was a joke.
Was because of the license plate. I don't know why his car had an Arizona license plate.
Okay. Yeah, the cop license plate there said California exempt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it makes even less sense then. Like Los Angeles, quiet streets.
Have you ever been to Los Angeles? There's not a lot of people there, Seth.
No, yeah, pretty desolate place.
Let me almost run you over and then get in.
I will say that the Eclipse that he's driving, I wanted one of like that became my dream car after watching this movie. I wanted one of those things so bad. And then they put it in like they had it in one of the Need for Speed Underground games, and
Paul's the white boy that can drift in this saga.
Those Need for Speed games on like the PlayStation 1 were fantastic.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, dude, they were.
They really went downhill after like the PlayStation 2 era.
Mm-hmm.
After that generation of gaming consoles, the Need for Speed games just started sucking, and now they're all full of like Need for Speed Heat. It's like a remake of one of the older ones.
Did they add Aaron Paul's character?
Good.
Did they add Aaron Paul's character from the movie to the video game series?
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants to even think about that movie again because the movie's so terrible. Nobody liked it, and everybody just made jokes that it was a sequel to Breaking Bad.
He said Tucson, and I just made that up before.
The plot thickens.
You can find anything on the web. So true, and this was pre-Facebook.
In 2001, though? Like,
you have to type it into GeoCities.
Listen, you need the mad scientist hacker, but yeah, you can do it.
And your 56K modem that you had back then. It's like,
this is when the Good Morning America. Now, what is email thing is from? I watched that all the time.
They probably searched for his name and all of his likenesses on an AOL disk too.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna type your name into AOL. I'm gonna log on. 15 minutes later, I'm gonna see what it says. If you don't have a screen name, do you exist?
Also, this is one of the weakest introductions to a villain that I've ever seen.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
he's got his whole gang of
somebody points a gun at me on a motorcycle, that person is, and I'm in a car, that person's dead.
That wasn't him. That was Flaming Dragon guy here.
Yeah, they were
this
all
is Flaming Dragon.
All dead. All of them
pants
gone.
were awesome.
That's the only two movies I've seen him in. This and the Flaming Dragon movie. What movie was that? Tropic Thunder.
So weird. This scene's just so cringe. I can't. It was like a bunch of Asians just pulled up on it and then got turned on by a car and then fucked off. Also, as a motorcycle rider myself, I would not let my passenger ride with fishnet pants. That's terribly unsafe. I don't know if you've hit a mosquito at 75 miles an hour, but it fucking hurts.
Yeah. Awesome.
He also has no eye protection.
Nos!
I always used to say he was saying gas. Like, I was that's where I was
flame.
How long were you guys walking before you decided to answer that? Before you decided to ask that question?
Yeah.
Can't even see the car anymore.
Ah, the house.
See that again? Like the beef that he has with this villain is just shitty. It's like, oh, you slept with my sister. Business deal.
Well, he's not the villain. He's the
tell us the business deal.
He's not the villain. He's like he's a distraction.
They're mostly the villain.
I mean, Vin Diesel is kind of the villain.
Vin Diesel's the bad guy of the episode.
To be.
He took the Terminator route, or from after the next appearances, he was the good guy. But in the first one, he's the bad guy.
He's Kurt Russell in this. That's what he is. He's Kurt Russell from Pitch Perfect. Point Blank.
He's Kurt Russell from Pitch Perfect. There were so many things wrong with that sentence.
And Paul is Keanu Reeves. Wait.
You're thinking Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Oh my god! I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Kurt Russell. That's the wrong long-haired hippie guy. Yeah, Patrick Swayze.
You know, I've never seen Point Break.
Oh well, you don't need to. You've seen this,
right?
You know what it's all about. It's Thor's nickname.
It's this plus surfing.
It was orchestrated very poorly.
It's your Corona? Yes.
For those watching along, we are just now crossing the 31 minutes and 45 seconds timestamp.
Yo, Dom. The Buster brought me back. Ah, the dialogue in this is just Shakespearean. As long as it's Corona, there you go.
Oh, remember when this method would kill everything, including cancer and COVID? Just wipe the bottle off with your t-shirt and you're fine.
Yeah, that was a diss. Like, yeah.
Flush twice. Jiggle the handle.
Let me stare you down first before I go.
I just noticed that the girl that he pushed flipped him off after she came back in frame.
I love how Dom is actually smaller than this dude. Like in this movie, he's not the biggest guy on the team. It's kind of crazy.
He's definitely more intimidating, though.
Well, sure.
Yeah, you look tired. How about some manual labor?
Did you wipe the seat?
No, I didn't piss on it because I'm a normal person.
It's funny because I think was 2001 the same year that Training Day came out. Do you guys know off the top of your head?
I think that it's right. Yeah.
Training Day 2001.
Because
Mhm.
it's sort of like, I mean, two looks at like Los Angeles, and one just so like, whether it is or not, it's screamingly authentic. I mean, Training Day puts you right there. You feel like you're in the middle of the city. And then this is like this heightened, like kind of a teen movie, but a little more grown up, but with all the aesthetic and like symbolism of the teen drinking movies. And it's so weird. I don't know what point I'm getting at, only to say that how could those be the same year?
Yeah.
And then we come to the scene where we find out what's really going on. Okay, cops and Crown Vics. That's definitely an early millennium thing. So I guess we got that.
Oh, the Racer's Edge does have an apostrophe in it. I take it back.
I gotta find the name of this actor here.
Ted Levine.
Ted Levine.
He's fantastic in everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's in another movie right around the same time period that I remember. Yeah, Wild Wild West. He played this really gross.
That's
he
right.
played the gross dude with the weird horn sticking out of his head.
Yeah, I remember.
And I can't see him. I can't see him in anything else without seeing him in that now.
Iced cappuccinos.
You're gonna drink
He
that thing
actually
and not
did
even
it.
get a caffeine
He
boost?
actually made.
Dude, he like frothed it up and everything, put whipped cream on it, gave him fancy glasses. That dude went above and beyond.
That looks delicious.
It really does. Why am I drinking a Corona? I should have a decaf ice cappuccino.
You can have whatever you want.
That could have been a
drink.
chocolate milkshake, and we would have never fucking known.
Why did Vin Diesel hold that bottle of beer the way he did? Such a weird way to hold the bottle. Hey, man, he's Vin Diesel.
Oh, when he like knocked it out of his hand, yeah, the motion that he did with his hand was really weird too, because he like flips his.
It was with his dom in that hand.
I love how the truckers haven't taken matters into their own hands already. Like, if any community,
dude, truckers in that day and age,
yeah. You see some dude like harpooning you through the window, and you're not just executing them by the time they start climbing on your.
I mean, in the first hijacking, wasn't there footage? Like, didn't they get footage of the trucker like trying to hit him with a billy club or something like that, or like
he had a bat? He had a bat, but you can't tell me most of these truckers don't have a gun in there or something.
What was the movie where Paul Walker and Steve Zahn run afoul of a trucker.
Oh,
is that Joyride?
It's the same dude too.
It's Joyride.
And it's and it's Ted Levine on the other end.
Oh,
of it.
he's doing the. Is he? Oh, what was
he's
the name?
voice
he keeps
too.
saying that.
Candy
he keeps
cane.
saying the name. Candy cane. That's right.
I think I liked that movie the first time I saw it.
It's not a bad movie.
There was some suspense in there.
That
was when I still watched horror movies.
Didn't he chain a dude between two trucks or something like that, and then like split him in half? Isn't that something like that happened?
That might happen in that, but the one that's famous for that is The Hitcher.
Oh, that is The Hitcher. Yeah, the Sean Bean remake. Oh my god, that was a great movie. Unless you're talking about the original Hitcher. I've only seen the Sean Bean Hitcher.
I think the scene was taken, directly from the original, because that was like the most famous one.
Oh, really?
But yes.
So just searching Joyride, there's 4 alternate endings to that movie.
I believe it.
One of them on YouTube is called The Rusty Nail Death.
Nice.
See, Arizona again. That's where the confusion came from.
Look at that pack job. Oh my god. Meanwhile, all the back seats and trunks of those cars are empty. Like they just packed it up in that one truck. That's a lot. Oh my god, floppies.
Fucking floppy disk. Oh my god.
That's incredible.
God, this reminds me of school so much, these graphics.
I remember him do all this stuff. And then he's like, man, you should go to MIT. It's coming up.
It's coming up. You know how to type on a computer? Holy shit.
Dude, it's like the most famous meme. It's like whenever I show my mom how to close tabs in her Chromebook, man, you should be going to MIT.
MIT.
I will say that that's like a nice little character development thing for that specific character. Like you kind of feel for him like right away.
He literally gets the most character development of anybody in this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gone too soon.
Yeah, I think he's the only death you care about. Everybody else, you're just like, come off.
Forget justice for Han. I want justice for whatever this dude's name is.
You don't even know his name. Justice
What's his name?
For mad scientist guy. That guy.
Jesse. Though I can't hear justice for Jesse without thinking of that Dave Chappelle special where he says justice for Juicy.
Oh yeah.
I can't hear that without thinking that now.
Here's the
scene they recreated
in every movie.
The classic Toretto barbecue.
That food does look good.
Dude, grilled corn, man, fuck me up. Man.
Yeah, first person that reaches in says grace. They can't be criminals, they pray. That's literally Paul Walker's like logic here.
I mean, it's America's too, so.
The dude just like drove around the block like 3 times. Came back.
It's bold of them to assume that a bowl of salad was going to get eaten at a barbecue.
Hey, it depends on the dressing.
However,
Who drinks beer like
weird
that?
way to drink a beer.
It never even touched his lips. That was weird.
I can barely just do it. Who does that?
Did he get? Well, never mind. Wait, did he grab Paul's and instead of wiping it off, he was just like, "I'm not gonna let this touch my mouth."
Maybe he didn't want to get COVID. He knew even
He just want to diss
19 years earlier.
I guess.
I even watch movies like this, and in the race scene, it's like, oh, those guys are all way too close together, and none of them are wearing masks. Like,
Dude, they just took the mask mandate away from inside the office where I work. If you've been vaccinated, and I swear it's like walking around. It's like walking around in the ocean without a scuba mask on. It's fucking weird.
it's a hard adjustment.
I don't understand those rules because most places will agree that it's like against HIPAA to ask if you've been vaccinated. So why even say that if you've been vaccinated rule? There's no way you could enforce it or ask for it without getting in hot water with HR.
I think a lot of places probably just don't. It's more just like assumed the honor system.
This dude doesn't know how to work a microwave, man.
There's a button that says fucking popcorn on
I
it.
know. It's
Push it and wait for the pops to stop.
I get he's a little faded. But how faded you got to be to not press the popcorn button?
He also turns into such a simp
that's
when
cruel.
Mia starts talking about this
she
shit.
She just fucked with his head. That's mean even for him. I feel bad for him.
Took him 5 movies before he forgave everybody for that too.
I know. Why do they drive like that? They drove.
Always open parking for 6 vehicles. I'm calling bullshit now. In LA. I don't know if you know us, but no, that's not. No, I work very slow.
Let's just give this a stack of cash.
I work very slow and at my own pace. The Black Cat. That was a tough one. What a lame name for a club, though, really. The Black Cat.
Unless it's a fireworks club.
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
How incognito? You're going to drive your work truck to the place that you're going to spy on.
Yeah.
Ultimate spy mode.
I got to remember why he's breaking into this place. Oh, because because the hijackers had 3 cars, and so he
Honda Civics or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so when he said, I need 3 of everything, he's like, oh, that's what's up.
Well, he looked it up and he saw Hondas. Like, he saw that they were compatible with Hondas, so he's thinking maybe they're the ones.
I just remember the excuse that he gives, and he says that it's about race wars and all that shit. And
yeah.
I don't think California's changed their license plates since that design. Or maybe that's just how they give them to them for the movies. I can't say I've seen I can't picture like an actual California license plate from like recent time.
It looks very similar.
Shotgun to the head. Straight up knocked that dude out, then took him down from the roof.
How much cop moaning have you heard?
Riddick. Or, I mean, Dom. Yeah, this was early days Vin Diesel.
What if he didn't understand?
When he swore he would never do a sequel. Like, he was like, I'm a real actor, and actors don't do sequels. So,
that's why he wasn't in the second one and all that?
Yeah, and then he went off and did Riddick. And Riddick was pretty good, but then he was having a hard time finding other roles, and they brought him back for Fast 4. Fast 4? Yeah.
With a cameo in the third one.
Yeah.
At the very,
he showed up at the very end of the third one.
Yeah.
The main character from 3 comes back, too. Not just Han.
In the new one? I thought I saw him in the trailer.
He was in one of the more recent ones.
He's in the trailer.
I can't remember
with the rocket
his name
car
for the life of me, but
Lucas Haas.
I haven't seen 8 yet. I need to see 8.
Eight is really good. That's the one with Charlize Theron.
He's a cop. Man, the guy that doesn't know how to work a microwave is smart. Is the smartest one in the conversation right now. He's a cop.
I mean, Mr. Bryan here isn't doing a great job of like hiding anything like that. And so yeah, I mean
the balls. They just got shot the hell up, and now they're like, oh, let's just go raid their garage. Jesse's like, get the fuck out of the car. I gotta drive out of here.
And then it took me a second to realize why they're coming to this next garage after this. And I mean, is it all predicated on Vin wanting this dude's car and him saying, "I've got something for you"?
What percentage of this movie is just dedicated to sneaking around garages?
Look, it was a cool thing to do. Okay.
Isn't it just these 2 scenes?
What's cooler than working on a car in a garage, walking around in the dark in a garage with a flashlight? Oh shit! Here they come! Here they come!
I wonder if they can hook me up with one of those VCRs that they stole, because I've got the original like box set of the Star Wars trilogy, and I don't have a VCR to watch them on.
I love that's how he hid from them, was just going down in the seat because his white car wouldn't stand out like a sore throat.
I don't know how they didn't see them running around in the garage there.
Yeah. Ted.
Poor Ted.
Ted, who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress, Ted? Just don't be a dick and you might live.
So I don't get it. Did their engines get stolen, and they're now trying to?
No, I think
he says that this guy's a fence. It's like,
not,
did they get stolen? They want him back, or are they trying to like rip this guy off?
Well, I think he was supposed to get him for him, and then he didn't deliver.
See, it's not enough.
Listen, man, it's a Fast and the Furious movie. We're not
know,
here for complicated plots, okay?
I'd like basic questions getting answered. Like maybe instead of this "kiss my shoes" scene here, he could have been like taken 5 seconds to give us a line of dialogue, but like
this is the
you were supposed to deliver these like yesterday or some shit.
This is the unsexy Bond girl covered in oil.
I wish that "kiss my shoes" was along the lines of Star Wars. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like just something that goes from movie to movie to movie.
Doesn't sound like vigilante mayhem. Based off of like the scene we saw, it's pretty basic self-defense.
Yeah. What kind of vigilante mayhem? I mean, these cops are like dumb. I mean, they're movie cops, so I get it, but you know.
The Fast and Furious series, very liberal and progressive in its approach to the police force. More so than most other movies.
Mm-hmm. That was dubbed. He just pushed him. Calm down. What is he doing? Like 4? He like breaks that dude's face. He like breaks his nose in the middle of the office. Here he just pushes him. He's like, "Whoa, calm down."
Is that John Cena?
Yeah, where's John Cena in all these? Apparently he's his brother.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do that thing. I can already see it. Like flashing back to some of these scenes, and then they pan over to the side, and John Cena's just like he's like off to the side from the barbecue.
While the Saw music plays, like bum bum bum. Ba, 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 ba.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen. He's the only one eating salad. How many times does Dom say, "I want to show you something"? Let's go take a ride. I gotta show you something.
I mean, it's the coolest car in the whole movie, without question.
Beast. Remember that movie Torque? It was like a rip-off of this, but with
motorcycles. I love that movie when it came out. I saw it like opening weekend, and it was just like, hell yeah. Forget Fast and Furious. I got Torque in my life now.
It wasn't even Nas. It was like something like time bending or something. It was like ridiculous fast.
Yeah.
So dumb.
So good though.
There were so many Fast and Furious rip-offs after this.
I think the bad guy in Torque was the guy I thought was Carl Urban.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is. He was in both Torque and Fast and the Furious.
Oh, well, he definitely was typecast then. Goodness.
Yeah.
So here we get another piece of character development. And not a poorly acted scene, actually.
Dane Cook was in Torque? Oh, no.
I just saw that, too.
And Ice Cube was in Torque. Man, you picked the wrong Driving Fast series. Oh, yeah. He was the bad guy in Torque. Matt Scholes is his name. Yep.
Yeah. The cast of Torque is kind of stacked, honestly.
I know. I'm kind of
crazy.
Flabbergasted by it. Yeah, it's Adam Scott's in it. That's a pretty good cast for failing so hard.
It really is. Oh, that's funny.
We're talking about Torque while they're having the most serious moment of the film. I live my life quarter mile at a time.
I had to look up the actor that we've been talking about. I had to see what else he's in. I guess
Matt
he was
Schultz.
in Blade and Blade 2.
He was.
The Transporter.
Whoa.
Oh, he was. Oh, I do remember him in the Transporter. Oh, he's in a lot of things. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I probably thought that was Carl Urban in at least half of those movies. That's not even a joke.
Great. I'm sure he's happy with that.
He plays two different characters, though. So in Blade 1, he plays Kreese, and then in Blade 2, he plays Chupa.
Mm-hmm.
I love Blade 2. That is one of the best.
It's a damn good movie.
movies.
Whoa. Okay. She turned 16 and then she had Dom's attention.
Yeah.
What are you saying here, Brian?
That line did not age well. That's set up for the new movie when they use magnets for all the stunts.
No, that's set up for 10 when they just straight up go to space.
That might happen in this one, judging by the trailer. I don't know.
I didn't even want to watch the trailer. I feel like it's spoiled too much already, but I think that's going to be like the tease at the end. They're going to test that out, and they're just going to like edge the atmosphere, and then it's going to be like Iron Man 1 next time, baby, and then Fast 10 up in space.
Wait, there's been no word that 9 is the last one? They really going for the Fast X?
Oh no, they've confirmed that years ago.
There might even be an 11. I've heard both.
They originally talked about that this would be a trilogy coming up, but then it got pared down to 10 with
is that
COVID
what it
delays.
Is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure that you wedge your door open in the middle
Most
of the
time.
shop.
That's very true, Jared. It's very
just
true.
For the camera, just for the shot.
I tend to only watch like one trailer nowadays, and then I don't watch anymore. Or if I really like it, like I'll stop mid-trailer and then just not watch anymore if I'm interested enough to watch the film.
Yeah, and we need to stop doing that because we're a reaction channel, and we need to.
I know, but I can't trust
again.
studios to hire good trailer editors. You know, I hate it when I watch a trailer and I can piece together the chronology of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Why the main editor of the movie isn't the editor of the trailers, and as a standard, is beyond me.
Here we go. Propaganda. Here we go.
That's what I mean. This is like one of the only movies that dares to like posit that like maybe the cops do not have the right idea. And I mean, even later on in the series, Paul Walker completely turns away from the force when he sees like all the bureaucracy and the crap that goes along with it. So like not many other series have broached that subject. Not to say that they did it super seriously in this, but like, hey.
I love how everybody, when this happened, they're like, these are the wrong nipples we want to see in this scene. They're just like, we got to show them Dom nipples. Vin Diesel worked so hard.
I feel like in the later movies, you don't see a shirtless Vin Diesel. He's always in like a tank top or something. Is that a correct
No, yeah, that's
line of
his
thinking.
signature look is that white tank.
Yeah.
For our fellow HBO Max watchers, we are at timestamp 1 hour 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That door frame was put on very poorly.
I know, that was loose. This is when his dad like straight up
popped.
bitch slaps him in front of the cops.
Oh, and they put the sound effect in too. It's the only audio that's not music that they throw in along with all this.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure.
Here.
I might be
Here it
remembering
comes.
that wrong, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He backhanded him. He backhanded
really
him.
He gave him those knuckles.
He's a really short dude, though. You sure you're his dad? Because that dude is tall, and the dad's really short. I don't know if that's...
Hey, man, I'm taller than my parents.
Even his supervisor knew that this was the wrong call. He's like, don't look at me.
Yeah, but based on what, though? Because like they made these arrests and then they're like,
Yeah,
this was wrong.
it was bad. I'm kind of sad we never got to see like one of these team meetings in the pool because that looked like a really cool pool.
Right?
And I wish they would have explored that pool a little more, you know?
I agree.
Cigars and beers in the pool.
Ted Levine is only in this one, right? He does not come back despite the fact he does not die. Is that
Correct.
right?
Correct.
I'm surprised they
Bilkins
didn't bring him back.
Bilkins is back in the second one.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's this guy here, he comes back to like recruit Brian when he's in Florida.
Oh.
For their little drug case.
But that wasn't in the movie though. That was in the short film. That was like a prequel to the second movie. That was not in the actual movie. There was like a little short film of Brian drag racing, and then they're like, "Come back to the force. We got a case for you."
Well, no, like in the second Fast and Furious movie, Bilkins, the black FBI guy that was just here, he's in like the whole second movie.
Oh, is he? Why am I thinking he was only in that spot?
I don't know. He's the main FBI guy throughout the entire part because it's like FBI and customs.
I don't remember that movie very much.
I think the second
villain.
I think the second one's I think the second one's probably my favorite in the series, honestly. Just out of
because it's the dumbest,
stupid, and just for stupid enjoyment reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
And
the legit best one in the series is number 5. I think we can all agree, right?
Let's see. Number 5 is when they go down. Number 5 is when The Rock comes into the picture, right?
Yep, and they're running. They have the tank attached to the car that going through the streets. That was awesome.
You mean the safe? They have the vault attached to the car. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They definitely took things to the next level with that one for sure.
That one's probably the best one. At least as far as action is concerned.
Yes.
So the villain in Too Fast, Too Furious, Cole Hauser or whatever his name is, he's in Yellowstone right now, and he is unrecognizable. Like
I remember you telling me about that in a podcast episode.
He's got like this beard, and he's beefy as hell, and he's like countryman. And it took me like a full season to realize he was the same guy. If you look him up,
I love a show with a beefy countryman.
I mean, I can't think doesn't he?
He does look different. He's a beefy countryman. I'm just going to Google beefy countryman and see what pops up.
He is a force to be reckoned with in that show, but I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the same dude.
I would never have guessed
facial hair really changes the dude.
Oh, it's not just facial hair.
Holy shit.
He gained some muscle.
Well, yeah, but just a red carpet photo of him here. He's got like a beard and a mustache, and I would not be able to compare the two without looking closely. Damn.
Yeah. He's great in that show, by the way. He's like my favorite character.
He's in Good Will Hunting?
Yeah. No, he's not the guy at the bar. He's not the...
His name's
Cole Hauser.
Says that his
built
name is
like
Billy.
brick shithouser. Good for him.
Don't lose that cool of yours.
Don't lose that cool. They're gonna go try to pay for this food. It's like, I got cool. It's like, no, that's gonna be $13.95. What the hell?
He's eating the shrimp so aggressively.
God,
like,
that's
calm
gross.
down, Brian. Calm down.
I think he just bit into a tail like a fucking weirdo.
Everybody's staring at him like, what is this dude's problem? He's like, this dude's a cop.
Right. He's calling bullshit right away.
He's trying way too hard.
I live my life a shrimp tail at a time.
Oh, that's right. This is your secret invite to Race Wars. This is how you get in.
That's my one of my favorite dumb tropes in movies is when they slide like, will this price do? Because they can't actually like say a price because people will react to it in different ways. So they're like, what about this? And people react.
I want to point out that a grave injustice was just performed and we need to talk about it. He took one bite of the shrimp and then threw the rest of it, hardtail and everything, into his mouth.
Oh.
That's
weird. Man, some people like the full crustacean.
You never go full crustacean.
Some people are wrong, Josh. Some people are wrong.
Okay. That was a full station wagon. Who spends that kind of money on a station wagon?
Hey, man, sleepers.
Was this a Michael Bay movie? I swear, it's one of these shots.
I like the parachute tent idea, though. That's kind of cool.
That's kind of fun. These dudes.
You don't have to pay anything for this? Speaking of trailers ruining things, have y'all been able to remove the minor and dissonance in the score when a killer is around the corner in a horror film? AKA the jump scare music waiting to happen. How do you guys react when this happens in horror films? Do you ignore it when you hear the sounds?
Jeez, Jared, getting all craziness. I hate jump scares. I don't like jump scares. Well, most of the time they're just dumb. And yeah, you can tell they're coming by the score all the time.
And they're always accompanied by that horrible violin noise too, or like a massive, crazy sound effect. That's one of the big reasons that I don't care about watching horror films. Like they're just not my genre, and it's because a lot of them have cheap scares like that.
I'm a big fan of a jump scare, and I'm very excited for A Quiet Place 2 this weekend.
That's
which
not
will
a
have
jump.
like there are going to be jump scares in that.
Okay, but that's like part of the structure of the film. Like,
sure.
It's based around sound and it's done really well. I hate it when like there's a stupid movie that's like, let's burst their eardrums with like a sharp ping or whatever, and they're jumping more just because they're in actual pain and not because they're scared. I hate that shit.
I like the ones where like somebody's like it plays the music and then it's like, oh, it's just a cat, it's okay, and then they turn over here and the monster's like, I'm not a cat.
Yep.
Dude, the last movie that gave me a big jump scare was actually Godzilla King of Monsters.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
What
they're
I love this conversation. Jared,
in Castle Bravo.
This conversation because we're not even watching a horror movie, and we're talking about jump scares during race wars.
All right.
Godzilla,
go ahead, Godzilla is in Castle. They're in Castle Bravo, and Godzilla has just come up, flashing his intimidation display, and then he shuts his fucking scaly lights off, and then it looks like he's swimming away, and then they all have this big sigh of relief, and then all of a sudden he roars. It gets really loud, and he spins around. It's still a cheap jump scare, but it got me really hard. I saw that in the theater, and I like. like Cece actually like reached over to like grab my arm to see if I was okay. Like, cause that was how hard I jumped at that thing.
Those are some
so good. But I was in one of those THX theaters, and the volume in that theater was so fucking loud.
The balls of Jesse to go up against this dude. Like, I get it, you're the nerd, but there's just no way.
The best jump scares are in movies that you wouldn't think there's a jump scare. So when they happen, it's like, oh, I see what you did. Like if in this,
you're not
what we're watching right now.
You're not sorry.
Ha!
Now they have two nitrous buttons on their steering wheels. Why do they only ever use one? Like he used that first one.
Always use two.
And then he was just like
he used
they
both.
They never used two. They only ever push one.
Have you not been watching the film we've been watching?
Yeah, go back. He pushes one button.
The second nitrous button isn't a nitrous button. It's one of those ejector seats.
Or it's the fucking Men in Black little red button.
Here it goes.
Which in that event they should use that too. No, in the second Fast and the Furious film, he uses both to jump over the dude on the bridge. And
that's right.
That's the only time I remember them actually.
Oh, here we go. Here's the face off.
I don't understand why being called a narc sets him off so much here, though.
It was you. Security's like, stay back.
I guess like
none of the security's
being
being
disrespected wasn't that big a deal, but being called a tattletale just really pisses Vin Diesel off.
Oh yeah, in this community. Oh yeah, take out Flaming Dragon. That's good. Good job.
Yeah.
What movie?
She fucking laid him out too.
You keep calling him Flaming Dragon. What is that from? I'm not.
He was in Tropic Thunder.
Oh.
And he's the one that takes Ben Stiller hostage, and he yells on the phone to Tom Cruise, "This is Flaming Dragon!" That's him.
That's right. That is a double negative, as if to suggest he did narc.
He knocked on everybody, is what he just said. How dare you tell everybody the truth? Oh, yeah, the rave.
Here I am asking about questions about the plot of the movie and engines being stolen, but the grammar Nazi gets a pass from Josh. What the fuck ever.
I'm sorry.
Josh, you know me and my work style and copywriting.
Like that's who Mark is. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I'd be like, ooh, this isn't a good line in the script because he could be saying he's narking. We need to revisit that. Let's fix it in post.
I'm not at all upset about losing points about a grammar point to a couple authors. I'm not going to win that battle.
Jared, so Jared and I just went to the theater twice in the last week, which is crazy. We went to see Spiral, and we went to see Army of the Dead, which could have been horror movies. I think it was more of a thriller and an action movie, but it was nice going back to the theater.
That's good.
Yeah.
I liked Army of the Dead.
As you said, Army of the Dead turned out really good.
Yeah, I really liked it. We need to talk about it. Have you seen it yet, Seth?
Yes.
We got to talk about that on Sunday.
That'll be our Sunday main topic, I think.
Make sure you touch on the robots.
Yeah, my new thing is reading about all the Easter eggs in there. There are so many Easter eggs in that movie.
Okay, I wasn't looking for that, so
I wasn't either, but I saw a couple of them. I did see the robots, and now Snyder's been leaking more of them. You bastard! Oh,
you bingoed the film, Josh.
It was fun going with you, man, and you bingoed the films. I don't know what that means. What do you mean I bingoed the films?
Were you like making predictions the whole time? And winning?
I don't know. They're good films, though. And Jared was good company. Jared, Marc was the one that reached out right after you did to talk about Spiral, so he's the one you beat to the punch.
Oh, yeah. I was like, hey, let's see that. That looked good. I still want to see it.
So this is where the movie gets kind of messy for me, because now they're like, all right, we need to save him from these hijackers. The Asian dude is about to like cause a bunch of chaos there too, and then they decide to have a street race at the end. Like, it just, like, the third act, they just drop the ball in this movie kind of hard for me, as far as like proper film consistency or anything like that, which probably shouldn't be analyzing it to this level, but still,
nope.
Like, this is where it gets rough.
For me, it was when we saw the shipping containers at the beginning and the words "The Fast and the Furious" appeared on the screen.
That's when it started getting messy for you. I get it.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, it's just like, we don't really get resolution to anything. They're just like, all right, here's some action. Here you go. Oh, here's the ending. Doesn't do shit.
That's right. They store their cars at like a
very public,
like an
water
astronomy place
where it be
so nobody. Oh yeah, it's a water tank, not an astronomy place. So nobody comes and sees these cars there. Like, nobody.
Bullshit. Those things got to get inspected regularly. They probably have paid somebody off, like they paid off the tanker guy to give him tips and shit.
The planetarium show starts in a half hour. That gives us 25 minutes to get out of here.
Yep. I just want to know, like, at what point did they were like, the easiest way is to harpoon through the front? Like, I want the prequel that just revolves around that conversation. You know, like, we shouldn't just pull up on the side. We should harpoon through the front.
I mean, given the complex nature of the Fast and the Furious timeline and how much they've explained like weird stuff and brought it back, it's not out of the realm of possibility that John Cena in a flashback scene is going to be like, "Big brother, I got to tell you about these harpoons." I'm like, "Thanks, little brother. I'll use them to steal these DVD combos."
Yeah.
Yeah, if they really wanted to do it right, you just go up in there and you blast you get in between the cab and the trailer and you just blast that thing off.
Yeah, they should have had you on their crew, Seth. They should have.
Like an old-fashioned train robbery, you know. Because that truck driver isn't going to give a shit about that merchandise back there. He's going to let you go and be like, I ain't dying for that trailer. Fuck that shit.
Maps. Before Google Maps were on your phone.
I still like a good paper map. I'm not going to lie.
Damn, how long were they driving to where it's day now?
I mean, California's pretty big desert state. It's weird that they waited till the daytime to do this, but that's probably because they didn't have the budget to do another night scene with all this shit.
You're probably right.
That's a great butt shot. They're like, yeah. That was in his
wearing
contract.
The fuck out of those jeans, man.
He's like, I need one butt shot that's going to make me. Got him into torque, so, you know.
What did he see?
How can Vin Diesel see that?
Did you guys?
Not him.
Did you?
He saw the shotgun.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the shotgun.
So he takes his helmet off.
Yeah, good call.
I never understood that.
Hey, he couldn't even work a microwave.
I guess. That's the continuity, is that he continues to make dumb decisions. You're straight up trying to kill him. There's no way that would work. All your bicep muscles would not stop him from dying.
I don't know that that's working.
Yeah.
You're just making it harder for him to get him off of the front of that car.
You
You're
wanted
trying
him
to
to shoot you,
yeah.
and you're like, how dare he? I'm surprised this hasn't happened multiple times before. Oh. So this is technically a prequel to Joyride then. I feel like this is the Joyride semi-driver. They should have made that happen. He got a taste for blood this day and then went after Paul Walker. Man, how many... He's loading that thing and driving really well.
Well, he's
the problem with this scene is that the only character who's in danger is the one character that has been established as a douchebag, and so it kind of pulls
the one
weight
we don't
out.
Really
like,
care about.
Yeah, there's no narrative stakes. It's like, well, none of us care about this guy. Whereas if it were like Michelle Rodriguez, it would be a much more intense scene because we like Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing worse would have been the other guy who we like don't even know. Like he's just like there to complete the table.
Yeah. Like if Carl Urban.
So they like leave Carl Urban out of it completely, put her on the front with the harpoon, and then have Jesse be in the car that just got wrecked.
This guy's been hanging out in back the whole time, just like, oh yeah.
He's just watching police scanners too. He ain't doing shit.
Put me in, coach.
I'm ready to play.
You do the hard stuff. I'll just run back and pick her up. Let me look at you.
Come on, let me look at you. No, never mind. Fuck.
Most people don't realize that Letty is her last name, and her first name in this movie series is G. Gordon. So she's G. Gordon Letty.
How is he still driving? They took out his tires.
I mean, semi-trailers have a lot of tires, right?
No, he shot Vin Diesel's tires.
Paul Walker, more like Paul Driver in this scene.
I remember seeing him shoot out his rear view. Like, his
Mark's
rear view,
in full pun mode now.
Light, but I like that he's got this very convenient breakaway convertible top there, though.
Oh yeah, that was sexy. I'm gonna get him. That is so not him. Oh my gosh.
that was real really bad. That was real bad.
See, at least that one you didn't see.
They did a better job on that one, but
first one, dude had facial hair and everything. It was not good. Oh, now he reloads. Yeah, this guy needs to like lose his firearms license because he can't shoot one of these dudes. I mean, he was hanging on your door for like 10 minutes and you still couldn't shoot him?
He could have just stopped the truck, too.
Yeah.
I like that it was buckshot, but it blew like one very clean, solid hole in his door.
Right. I couldn't decide.
Yeah, that trucker better get paid like some sort of hazard pay for that shit. Well, I guess, yeah, you did shoot him. So...
Yeah, he's bleeding through his fishnets.
He loses all of his toughness points with me for wearing fishnet shit.
Again, how much more powerful this scene would be if this were Michelle Rodriguez's character, and how torn Vin Diesel then becomes because he's like, oh, he saved her, but he's a cop instead of this dude.
We have a pretty good track record so far of coming up with like really good fixes for these movies while we're watching this shit.
Yeah, not that fast.
I'm trying to think of MAPD, what that would stand for. Like,
yeah, MAPD,
California area, Metro Area Police Department or something. I don't know, but I don't think that could be it. But
just like a fake version of a PD. That could be
Malibu Area PD.
I don't
feel like they would. I don't feel like that is the other side. I don't feel like they would put area in their acronym.
What does he expect her to do? Like come with him on the helicopter? So he's a cop in this one, but then he's a Fed in 4, right? Isn't he like straight up FBI in 4?
Well, so in 2, he gets his like criminal record wiped clean in the deal that he makes with the FBI guy in this movie. And so I guess he scores some points there, and then he gets and then he kind of goes back to like the clean side of the.
I did like the score for the scene. Side. They scored this really well.
And they went with like the silent dialogue, but made it like clear. You could see it like added some tension. That's pretty nice.
See, this dude can drift. Like Lucas couldn't drift, but Paul could.
Now he really sounds like a cop. He's got a great grip on that gun, though. That's textbook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. He's got his thumb up. He's going to get slide bit. Dipshit.
Poor man.
Oh, wait. No, that one's not a slide. That one's a hammer.
Yeah, that's a weird way to hold it, isn't it?
I think that one's just like a hammer fire. I don't think the slide kicks back on that style gun, so I think he's all right. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the slide doesn't kick back on that thing.
Where has he been all this time? Like he
just freaking out.
Yeah, he's freaking out. He's running.
He didn't come back to the house all this time, though.
Justice for Jesse.
This camera work. Oh my gosh, That was the sloppiest drive-by like ever. Wow, good job, Paul. Yeah, 2 shots at the end when they're halfway down the block.
Hey, John. All right, dude. We gave the beer holding its proper attention after you brought it up. Like,
try holding a beer property. Yeah.
Calling us out.
You know, we never actually see Jesse die, so he could come back.
That's true. He could come back. Yeah. There's that.
What if he ends up being the villain pulling the strings in either Fast and Furious or Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah. There was that Hobbs and Shaw villain that.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's good with computers. Maybe he
Just
built
doing
the
a circle.
cyborg.
He's just doing a circle behind him with his gun.
Yeah, for the character that we cared about, they did wipe him out in a really douchebaggy way.
These movies, you know, a pet peeve of mine that I hate is when a director can't film a chase scene and you can clearly see that the car's really only driving like 20 miles an hour, but they're like trying to use camera tricks to speed it up, you know, but it just doesn't work. For the most part, Fast Furious movies, like the cars do look like they're, you know, moving, or at least the camera work is good.
There's a couple moments in this scene where you just have to base it off of like how fast like street signs, like buildings and trees are going by.
Yeah,
that's the way to give it up. But they're doing enough shaky cam here to kind of disguise almost too much shaky cam. But
it's 2001. But like there are like even some modern movies that they don't know any tricks at all, and they just hold the camera on the car, and you can tell that it's like going no faster than you would in a parking lot. Did he have to get out of his car? Like he had to walk just to look at him and then get
check
back?
His work, make sure that he actually like beefed it, I guess.
Oh yeah, get that. But bam!
This is why you zig and zag when you're running away from gunfire.
That was a sexy takedown right there.
I like that mural.
Yeah. Get that zoom in. Why? He's dead.
He was clearly dead.
Make him look like he's not just killing a dude and then running, I guess.
Yeah, get that air.
The MAPD things drive me nuts.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
I Googled it. I didn't find anything that was any city like near there. I like the metro area.
Is it metro
PD
area?
case.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably your best bet.
That's like a good fake like movie.
Yeah.
Like name for a police department.
Here we go.
Yeah, the only ones in California that start with M don't follow up with A in their acronym, so yeah.
This is really filmed well. I do love how like you watch the car on the side of the car. Yeah, just like that. They did this well.
Vin has not talked about family yet. I mean, he talked about his dad, but
yeah, that's more in the sequels. Oh yeah, I forgot this slow-mo thing.
This is what inspired Peter Jackson to use that in like all of the King Kong movie.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it? His usage of it in that movie? God damn, it was terrible.
Yeah, he did that a lot. It got like
it was bad enough the few times he used it in Lord of the Rings, but he amped it up in Kong.
Headache inducing. Yeah. Uh-oh, it's smoking. Oh my gosh, they do it a lot. I did not remember this much. There's that NOS.
That's a pretty good shot, though, right there.
So
that was a good shot. This was like the earliest, like, gonna get you from the side, you know, like scene that I can remember but they do it all the time in movies now. You know, like it gets it from the side. This was like a legit. Oh shit! That looks so good.
There's an incredibly well coordinated stunt wreck, though. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, there is something to be said for practical effects, whereas many of the new ones are.
Look at the side of that car. It doesn't even have a seatbelt on.
I'm embarrassed.
Well, in old cars like that, they had like just the belt version.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that he might have been one of them.
We got a broken arm
version with like the classic like buckle in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That they ironically use for belt.
I remember he holds his keys like he holds his keys a certain way when he gives him his keys.
Oh, it's so weird. I'm so glad that bugs you too. Oh,
I remember. Here we go.
He holds it at like the north and south points of his key.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That's keys like that.
I'm so glad that bugs you too. I hate it every time I see it. Yeah, but they didn't give you that car. You were just driving it around a lot. Like it was very clear they like kind of bought it.
Technically,
they
it's not
built
even your car, right?
Like they put all the parts on his tab at Harry's. Like it wasn't your car.
Oh yeah, he walks slowly. It's gonna go slow-mo here. Here we go. Yeah. Squint into the sunset.
Beer bottle handling and key handling.
Yep.
Yep, there he is. Ja Rule.
Ja Rule, yeah. Fast and Furious.
Oh, so David Ayer, who actually wrote Training Day as well.
This Rob Cohen.
He did. I didn't know that.
Coen brothers, is he?
David Ayer, man, he's responsible for some legit scripts. All right, well, that's that. I want the behind-the-scenes video of them replacing Ja Rule with Ludacris because, like, somebody was like, "Hey, if we want to take this franchise to the next level, we need Ludacris, and Ja Rule needs to get out of here." Can you imagine our credit scenes with Ludacris?
I mean, that one made sense because the second one's this one's in California, the other one's in Florida. I'm like,
oh, is it? Oh, that's right, it is. Yeah.
Why Ja Rule never returned to Fast and Furious? Ja Rule made a big mistake turning down.
Dude, Ja Rule got credit. Ja Rule ended up in the credits before Ted Levine did in this movie. How in the hell did that work out?
Probably part of his contract.
Must have been.
All right.
He knew somebody making this movie.
I've already told this to Mark. I've seen all the Fast movies, and if they never had a Saga, I would have been super happy with this being the only one. I love this movie. I think it's still the best Fast movie ever. And I know Mark is like the complete opposite of that. I want to know. And when I grew up and learned that David Ayer wrote it, and I just, a lot of his movies aren't that great, but I love his writing. And I think they all kind of feel like they exist in the same plane. And I feel like this exists in the same plane of his other movies, especially with Hector. I'm pretty sure Hector is also in Training Day. Yeah, I want to know why.
I want to know why Mark is as Hector.
Yeah. So. I want to know why Mark hates this film.
I mean, the last hour and 40 minutes and change are pretty good evidence. I don't hate the film. I've seen it a few times. I think it's the weakest of the entire series because it does get caught up in very early 2000s attitude that just does not hold up well. Whereas even 2 and 3 are so over the top that they're almost have held up better than the first one. which is taken so self seriously, and it doesn't work for me.
I think that's why the second one works for me, is because it knows what it is, and it's not really trying to be anything other than just like an over the top shitty action movie. As far as like it's hard for me to like rank any of them or as like the best in the series. Like I can only say that the second one's like my favorite in the series, and it's just because like I saw that one.
To me.
I ended up liking that one more than I liked this one.
The definitive order is 5, 7, 8, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1.
See, I would put 2 above 3, but
I could not.
And I still need to see 8 because I haven't.
And Hobbs and Shaw is great.
7, so
Hobbs and Shaw is just like
awesome,
good side material. I wonder if those characters will come back after all the drama, because as far as I know, they're not. Shut up, Jared. Mark is right. Mark is not right.
Yes. Thanks, Jared.
I wonder if Hobbs or Shaw will come back into this franchise after all the drama between The Rock and Vin Diesel.
I could see Statham. I don't think The Rock will.
Really? I do want to see that Han Statham scene. I do want to see that, because
there's a lot
that
of
is the weirdest thing, like that they somehow retconned that or made Statham a good guy. But
I can see Rock coming back. It's just that's a big part. I mean, just hauling that gym that he needs with him at every production that he's in is a big part of the budget. And so, like, if they can't afford that, then the whole movie's they just can't have him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the Rock camp, there's the Vin Diesel camp, and then there's the Tyrese camp, who he's just like, he just gets mad anytime he thinks that his job is in jeopardy, and he does those ridiculous Vine videos that just go viral. But I love this film because I felt like the most grounded of the films. I had seen Point Break so many times as a kid because it was among like the VHS movies that I had, that was recorded from TV. So I'd seen that. I'd seen things like Red Dawn, and I saw the makeup in this film from that young of an age and recognized it. And I thought that it was a neat modern day take on that, even though Point Break isn't that old. But I saw the writing there. I just thought it was the most grounded. I still love the future films, but I thought Too Fast, Too Furious was just too much. And I thought Tokyo Drift was really cool for what it was, but it was just kind of like a spin-off that until they threw in Vin Diesel on the end, it wasn't really a fast film officially, and then they just committed. I remember when Fast 4 came out, and they just really committed to this being a saga, and they brought everybody back. That was like, oh shit, we got Brian back, we got Dom back. Everything's coming together.
So we have a post-credit scene on this movie. Should I can we share a screen for that? It's right after.
It's a post-credit scene?
Yeah, there's a post-credit scene.
Oh, how did I forget about that?
It's a sunset thingy, but timestamp is 1:46:04.
Okay, I need to refresh my screen because it's not.
Yeah, I already logged out. I'll just trust you guys.
I mean, I can share my screen real quick. I just don't know where it'll go.
Yeah, for some reason I can't. Here, let me.
Here, I've shared my screen. I just need to take our.
Let me remove the branding
overlay away.
Oh my gosh! Stop. Here we go. Go ahead.
Kerboom. And I don't know if you can hear the audio, but
they beat Marvel to the punch with the post-credit scene.
I do not remember this at all.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, this is Vin Diesel's little.
Thanks for the subtitles. Appreciate that.
Can you hear the audio? I don't
know if okay. You have to. There's a little checkbox when you share your screen. I do remember this. Yeah. I just forgot that it was a post-credit scene and not just an at the end. I do remember that. Yeah. And that was at one time the last time you were going to ever see Vin Diesel. You know, that was going to be like the end of it. He swore he would never come back. And I think it was probably the best decision of his career to come back because
oh my God, dude, the disparity in the movies that are being recommended to me now after all of that. So I've got 16 Blocks with Bruce Willis, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Dark Knight, Rush Hour 2, Underclassmen with Nick Cannon, Ocean's 13, Romeo Must Die, The Sentinel, The Mummy Returns.
Are we back to listing what's on HBO Max? Yeah.
No, it's just these are the ones where it's like more like this.
Mm-hmm.
More like this movie.
Jared just said you look like James McAvoy. That's got to be one of the biggest compliments you could ever get, right?
Yeah, Jared, we got to meet sometime. You're inflating my ego. First you said my movie order was correct. Now I look like McAvoy, James Markavoy, if as it were.
If McAvoy and Wallace Shawn had a kid.
No, I'm not so sure I like that comparison as much.
If I didn't roast our guest at least once, it wouldn't have been a show.
Yeah, Jared's good company. He's a mean barbecue guy. He knows how to anything involving steak or beef or whatever, whether he's cooking it or roasting it. Oh my gosh, you are guaranteed to have a good meal if you go over to his place, which has been nice. We finally kind of started going back after COVID, after a year of COVID and eating like shit. You know, we finally started going back to Jared's and having good food. So yeah, it's good stuff.
I'm in that same boat. I just haven't gone back to like eating properly.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get on that, especially now that I can go back to a gym and feel like comfortable about it. I've had the ability for like 2 months now, but yeah.
I want to when this saga is done, I hope they make a Fast and the Furious documentary where they go in hardcore on when they decided to take it from here to the Fast and the Furious we know today, which is just like, how batshit crazy can we get with these stunts? How big can it get? They turn into more of a heist crew, or they turned into, no, not even a heist crew anymore. That was like the mids films. Now they're like international spies, pretty much. I mean, it's the fast version of James Bond in half of these films, especially the one where they go to Dubai. I felt like that was just like them trying to do Mission Impossible. So I want to see the behind the scenes stuff of that. I think that's really interesting how it's evolved over time. Mark, you watched him over the last year, right? You binged him.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the first time you watched most of these?
Yeah, I had only seen the first one previously, and it turned me off of them. So I never. And then during this quarantine, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll check those out. That's a pop culture blind spot that I needed to fill. So that's what I did, and that's how I came upon my order for the movies. Well,
because Fast 4 came out when? That came out in 2009. So there was eight years between this film and the return of Brian and Dom and all of them, and you watched them all over a year. Well, binging them like that, yeah. What did you think the progression was? Was it like more abrupt, or did it feel smooth, or what did you think about the change in films watching them that close together?
I mean, 4 is kind of more in line. It really was pretty gradual because like 4 is pretty grounded. 5, they go to like a heist and then up the action. It's not really till 6 that you start getting into like super spies and world saving action and MacGuffins that could destroy entire cities. So it's pretty gradual, I'd say.
What? I can't even remember what the villain was in 4. Because that wasn't Brazil. Was that something in Mexico?
I don't remember. It was in Mexico.
They had the underground like car speedway through into the U.S. They had that
wasn't the villain's name Braga?
Braga, that's right. And they needed some like special driver to get their product across the border.
Guy, and he was like not the real dude.
Yeah,
and, they like
it was grounded, but then it wasn't that great. But that was the intro to Gal Gadot. I think she started in that film. She was like a villain and then joined the crew by the end or something like that. I'm pretty sure she was like, they were setting her up to be Dom's next kind of love interest. And then they brought Letty back in 6 or 5 or 6 or something.
6. Yeah, the post-credit scene of 5 is The Rock getting a notification that she's alive.
Yeah. When The Rock and Eva, what's her name from Too Fast, Too Furious, shared a scene together. Didn't she come back for a second and she gave him the file? She was like the agent that Brian was into.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, you're right.
They have a way of like incorporating these actors in, even if they're small parts, bringing them back. It's kind of crazy. I'll be interested to see what 9 is about. But Seth, are you going to watch 8 before 9 comes out?
I feel like I should probably watch like all of them.
Like, you definitely should.
Because I mean, it's been like I've only ever seen aside from this one and 2, I've really only ever seen the other ones like maybe twice. But most of them probably just the once. I've definitely only seen 7 once. I know that one for a fact. I've only seen 4 once. I've seen Tokyo Drift maybe twice. I don't know. Like I need a refresher. And so it'd probably be good for me to rewatch them. But I mean, we both know how me and watching movies goes. But then again, I've seen these movies, so these are easier for me to put on in the background. It's not like trying to like catch a new film while I've got like, a bunch of editing projects to go on or something like that. Like,
you don't have
throw these on in the background and just kind of have them blown up. So yeah, it would probably be best for me to catch up on all of them, and then definitely see 8. Just kind of have that refresher in there. I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw, so I need to watch that one for sure.
That's a spin-off one that I don't feel like will be like crazy part of the plot, but it could be.
But I've heard that it's entertaining. So.
It's fun. So Tokyo Drift came out in 2006. That was when I first went into the military, and I binged the shit out of that film. Like that was like one of the first films we got on bootleg over in Korea, and I think whatever the opening credit scene was with that song in that movie. I watched that scene so many times. It's just a good song. I can't remember who sings that, but anyway, Mark, you're about to head out. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining us. It's always good to see your face, sir.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
It was good to meet you for the first time. It's like
it
was nice to meet you as well. Yeah, this was a good time.
Good to have you on the show again, and not because Josh needed a guest for a week or so.
That's very true. That's very true. But yeah, pop off when you need to. I wanted to talk to Seth about one more thing before we go for the night. See ya, Mark. Have a good night,
Mark.
sir.
Take it easy.
I'm going to have to lose this here because I didn't make a 2-banner thing. So if you're going to watch them all, I would also try to find the movie Better Luck Tomorrow. Because so director Justin Lin came on the scene to do Tokyo Drift, right? He was the director for Tokyo Drift. And that dude... You know, he's come a long way, that director. He's directed a lot of stuff since then. But he directed Sung Kang in the movie Better Luck Tomorrow as Han, and then liked that character so much that he brought him over into the Fast and the Furious universe. And they have always said that Better Luck Tomorrow is the same character. And I watched it a long time ago because I thought that was interesting. And then I watched it again like this past year, and it really does work. Like it is very much the same character. and there's so many things that the actor does in Tokyo Drift. Like he's always eating something, and he's said in interviews that that's because in Better Luck Tomorrow he was a constant smoker, and now he's trying to like oral fixation something else. And yeah, they went to decent lengths to make it a legit part of his backstory. So yeah, if you're gonna binge him, you should try to find a way to throw that in there before Tokyo Drift, because it kind of makes sense for the character.
Not a terrible idea. And
it's the same director, so it does kind of feel like it's the same. It's directed similarly and competently.
It's rated pretty well here on IMDb. It's got 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got a 67 on Metascore, which is, that's like average movie. So
yeah. It was a fun movie. I liked it.
Not a bad idea.
So
I wonder where I can watch that right now.
That's a good question. I forgot where I watched it at.
Pluto TV. I don't know what that is.
Is that it? Streaming. Better Luck Tomorrow streaming. You can Pluto.
Is it on Amazon or is it buy or rent? Tomorrow, Amazon.
It's included with Prime
right now.
Bam! There you go, buddy.
There we go.
I don't know what Pluto is. Maybe that's the new Tubi. That could be the new Tubi. But
this one's also R-rated though, so we're jumping into that territory. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, well, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. But with all the other stuff that I've still got to watch, I don't know too much if I'm gonna actually be able to pull that off or not. Let's see what I got. I've got to watch A Quiet Place. I want to rewatch Army of the Dead before our talk on Sunday. I'm kind of liking our movie reviews more when I've had a chance to watch twice. That seems to be a good way to start things off.
When you watch it twice, well, I guess I can see why you would say that.
For second viewing seems to open things up a little bit because I get to analyze, like I get to check things out a little deeper dive on them. But until that point, I think we're ready to sign off here. Yeah, I think everybody we've talked about this, and we could talk all day, but this was a fun movie. It was a good time. I haven't watched this straight through in a long time, and I enjoyed it. I'm sure it was excruciating for Mark, but I enjoyed having him on. He's good company. I think he fits well with us. I gotta say, man, I'm on board with his criticisms because I'm not as on board with this one as you are, but it's still an entertaining watch. Like I can sit down and mindlessly enjoy this movie. And Jared over here, he's good. He's when he gets to participate in our live shows here, he always brings some quality stuff to the convo. So thank you, Jared. But yeah, thanks for coming on live and watching the film. I think this was fun, and I think we talked about maybe trying to do a live watch party like once a month. So I'm not sure what we'll do next. It could be like an anniversary title. It could be something coming up for another film. But we talked about A Knight's Tale at one point, wasn't that? Was that an anniversary title? It might have been. We had a list of films that were coming up this summer, but let me see here. Let's see. Let's look at June because June's coming up. So June anniversary films, and we'll see. Let's see. Let's do 2021 anniversary film list. I feel like there's some big ones coming up here. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out when we're not live broadcasting, and we'll announce it to you guys. But I wouldn't mind putting it out on our Facebook sometime and being like, "Hey, these are the films we're thinking about doing this month. Yeah. Which one do you want to see?" I think that'd be cool to put out there. So, but yeah, we'll do another one probably by the end of next month and do something fun. See what kind of responses that we get. But until that point, thank you, Nerherders, for checking out this video. Really, thank you for soldiering on. We're looking at almost 2.5 hours on this one, so we've done longer. Well done. Appreciate. Yes, we have, but still, Batman v Superman was 3+ hours. Yeah. Until next time, Nerherders, hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't. Be honest, we can take it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future content, and hit that notification bell so it lets you know when we go live, because that's kind of how we do our show for the most part. So, thanks again. Until next time, have a good night.